All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Cecil Jones, Mr. Flip My Life, Mr. Apartment Building Tycoon. Just want to thank you for coming out and listening to these videos that I put together. They're educational videos, they are real life situations of things that I've done in my real estate investing career. And this is something that the average person can do, even if you're a newbie. If you're a newbie in the business, you can do this. If you're seasoned in the business, you can do this. If you've been in real estate for anything over 5 years and you're still investing in single family houses, my question is why? Normally it's why because you don't know what else to do. You don't think you can get into multifamily properties. Maybe you don't have the credit. Maybe you don't have the cash deposit that needs to be put down, but we're going to show you how to get around all of those things, because what I've done is the very same thing that Donald Trump has done to get an interest inside of the Empire State Building, and the very same thing that Walt Disney did to secure the land so that he could build Disney World. And everybody loves Mickey now here. So this is not theory, these are facts, and I've actually done these things myself. I flipped single family homes. I've acquired them under options, which you'll find out about, and I actually have flipped apartment buildings as well. So what I'm doing now is I'm building my portfolio, and I am actually looking to team up with you to help you do it anywhere around the United States. You can be in the country, you could be outside the country. It really doesn't make a difference. So this is an introductory video. You're going to get about 50 of these. Definitely 5 over the next 5 days, but oh my God, I'm going to turn you on to so many things and give you the exact information without any fluff, without any smoke screens or magic beans. Give it to you exactly like it is so that you can go do it for yourself. If by chance you do want to team up with me, I do have a course that I'm putting together that I'll be selling to bring you in and coach with it also. We'll do deals together. I'm going to also show you where to get private financing from, how to set up your own syndicate, your own corporation to do this. Guys, you can do this. It is not hard. I am a kid from the projects, just barely got out of high school, went into the military, Marine Corps, hoorah for those devil dogs out there. And I'm telling you that you can do this. Don't let anybody tell you that this is complicated. You don't have to graduate to apartment buildings. If I know what I know now, when I first started out, I would have started out with apartment buildings. So you don't have to use your credit. You don't have to put down big chunks of money. And I'm going to give you just a brief introduction, and then I'm going to send more to you as we speak. All right. So right now, getting into it, Apartment Building Tycoon Video 1, how it all works. Okay, first of all, I just want to explain who is this Apartment Building Tycoon for? People say, I don't know, I can't do that. The bank says this, the broker says that. I'm telling you to forget about everything you learned. Basically, unlearn what you've learned. And let me teach you what I've actually been doing. This is almost 15 years of experience here, and I've actually partnered up with other people who bring it close to 100 years of experience. So I was taught these things from my billionaire mentor, Mr. Alan Schwab, who was one of the original owners of the Orlando Magic and the Orlando Predators, the football team as well. So I do know what I'm talking about. I actually have taken the information, turned it into knowledge by actually doing it. So I want to share this with you now and give you an opportunity to partner up with me if you choose to do so. They do call me the best coach, the best mentor on the planet, the best damn mentor on the planet. But let's just get into this. Hey, this is for new and seasoned investors who want to really create a legacy for their family. You know, someone who's who's not satisfied with their everyday rigmarole of getting up and rushing to get dressed, to fight traffic, to spill your coffee, to work for a boss or company that you can't stand. Or maybe you can stand them, but you understand that this is not the golden ticket. This is not how I'm going to get a piece of the American dream. And if you want to be that person who can set up your own destiny, control your future, and fire your boss so that you can retire for life, this is who this is for. And this is for anybody who's interested in getting into multifamily apartments from 5 to 50 units. Now, 5 units won't give you what you will get from income, net operating income, monthly cash flow from 20 units or 10 units, but it's will allow you to get in and use these same strategies for acquiring properties to control them. We're not going to buy them, control them for years and years to come. And then there's some things that we can do with that. We could sell off the option agreements to these things. We can sell off the leases. There's so many things that you'll get to understand once you become a part of what we're doing, once you really start taking this serious and setting up yourself so that you become one deal away from retirement for life. Okay, who is Apartment Building Tycoon for? Well, it's actually for anyone who may be a handyman or a handy woman, busy business owners like your doctors, your dentists, any kind of medical professional, your attorneys, your CPAs, etc., etc., etc. It's for that average working person who basically just wants a piece of the real estate dream without putting down those large chunks of cash down payments to get a hard money and traditional bank loans. So in essence, what I'm saying is this is for the average person. It's not rocket science. You don't have to have a real estate license, although it could help. You don't have to be the sharpest knife in the drawer. This is actually for anyone. And if you follow my specific instructions and not get caught up in all the smoke screens and magic beans, this will work for you if you work it. Okay? Why would an owner let you control their apartment building? You see, we're not buying it yet, but we're setting ourselves to buy it in the future. It's similar to if you have a single family property where it's like a lease option or a lease to own. But when you're talking about commercial property, it's not just a simple lease. There's a special kind of lease that allows you to become the tenant in charge that will be in charge of the others. So once again, why would an owner let you do that with such a great asset? Well, there are many reasons why the owners will let you do that. Hey guys, have you ever heard of a tired old landlord? You ever heard of someone who's just tired of fixing up the properties, tired of going back and forth to court, evicting people? That kind of wears on you. I know that because I was a landlord of over 24 of these multifamily houses. And it's not fun when you're trying to do everything yourself to save a little bit of money. Anybody else out there own any properties that have done it the traditional way, where you went and you put your hat in your hand and you begged for a loan and you got your credit checked and all these appraisals and put down money and all that? We're not doing it that way, guys. This is another way to do it. Okay. Those tenants, they're older and they want to enjoy life without the hassles of chasing tenants every single month to collect rents. Been there, done that. And if anybody knows what it's like, you know that's not the greatest feeling in the world to know that you worked hard to claim an asset and now someone who doesn't even care is not paying you, which means that if you have a single family residence, you're making the payment. And it's one of the great things I love about the apartment buildings. If I have a 10-unit building and one person moves out, well, that's only 1/10 of the income that I'm missing. The property can still sustain itself, unlike a single family home or a condo or something like that. And I know that feeling because I actually started there myself also. My first property was in a condo, I believe. Yeah, a condo. And once that thing was empty, I had to come in and fix it all up. And it took months to get it back up on the road. But guess who had to make those payments? Exactly. If I would have knew what I knew now to get into multifamily houses and small apartment buildings, I wouldn't have that problem. And you don't have to have that problem anymore yourself. Guys, they don't have the funds to repair or manage the property. You know, a lot of times when we get these chunks of money, we go on vacation and do all these other things because we're not anticipating a tenant not paying. But if you don't put that in to your factors, it could cause a big problem for you. You also have to put in vacancy ratings. If you're not taking control of these things and knowing that, hey, I have to have some money set aside when these things do happen, it can really burn you out and you'll be looking for someone to take over also. They just want the monthly income. They just want the cold cash and not the headaches. Once again, it's similar to not having the funds where people are calling you at 2 o'clock in the morning because little Johnny just flushed down his Ken doll down the toilet. And now you have to come out if you're not set up properly. And that's why we kind of target the mom and pops, because most of them aren't sophisticated enough to actually hire a property management company. They believe that they're saving money, guys. They really believe I can save the 10% or whatever it is a month. But it's really not saving, and it really becomes a great headache at the end. And after doing that year after year after year, when you finally get a letter, which I'll teach you how to send out, from an investor that wants to buy, you kind of perk up, your ears shoot up like that German Shepherd's ears, and you want to hear what's going on. And we're going to really be offering some creative financing here. All right? They still want the benefits of depreciation, mortgage, interest, etc. Guys, when you're the owner, and the reason that people's ears perk up after I tell them about why they should have me. Now, once again, remember, these are properties that we may find on LoopNet or something like that, where properties go to die, and it's been on the market for a long, long time. They're facing maybe evictions, repairs, pulling money out of their pocket, burnt down, whatever the case may be. People are still facing these things right here. So they don't want to go through that, but they do want to enjoy the benefits of the depreciation and the mortgage and those things, because those are tax write-offs. So what we do is we put people in a position where they can walk away from the day-to-day maintenance, but they can still keep their NOI. That's their net operating income, and that's the income that's left over after all the expenses. You get your gross income, and then you have all of your expenses, and whatever's left after that, you basically will get a net operating income. There's some other factors that could be in there, but I'm just kind of going through this quickly. They can also wholesale their lease agreements and allow you to test drive their building. This is a little bit more of a more sophisticated process. You'll find that a lot of investors don't even know what I'm talking about when I just said that. But these are some of the things that we go over in the apartment building tycoon business plan. It's a business in a box, actually. So they're actually putting you in a position to test drive their building for years without the commitment, without the money down, because we're not buying it up front. We become a tenant. We become what's called that master tenant, where we take care of everything, kind of like the super. Think of it as the super in the building, but you have the papers and you have powerful paperwork and contracts that say that you are controlling this business. I kind of like to say, if you're a baseball fan, if you're from that New York area like I am, the New York Yankees, the owners are the Steinbrenners, but the general manager is a Brian Cashman. Now, Cashman doesn't own the team, but he has all the power. He can decide on who he trades for. He can decide on who he lets go, the managers that are coming in, who gets fired. He has all of that, but if the team goes down, he's still making his 10 million, 20 million, whatever he's making a year, and he can just go to another team because he controls it and doesn't own it. So hopefully that makes sense for you. What can you afford? What can you control? Well, when you're controlling properties, you can control multifamily houses. You can do this with mobile home parks, retail strips, storage units, and et cetera, et cetera. The average person can really make a killing doing this. So when we talk about having options or controlling a property, you can do that with just about anything here. But we want to focus on the multifamily homes because it allows us to, number one, create immediate income, get deposits when we take over, get equity build up, and just allows us to do some other value plays. And when I say value plays, those are things that you can do to increase the value. And you got to remember, when you have a multi-family house, it's not the same as a single family house. When you have that single family house, the way you find out the value is by what common houses have sold for. So if you and your neighbor have the same type of house and he sells his for $100,000, typically yours is going to be right around that area also, depending on what upgrades you've put in the house, but it'll still be in that range. With apartment buildings, you can have two buildings right next to each other. One be worth 1.5 million because the rents are a certain amount, and the one right next door, with all things being the same, can be worth $2 million. Just depends on how you handle the rents, raising revenue, lowering expenses. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's get some takeaways over this first quick video right here, as I'm giving you just a brief overview, and I'm going to paint a broader stroke of how this is done. And in tomorrow's video, I'm going to show you how to actually reach out to brokers. I'm going to show you what to say to them through email so that they'll send you things that you want. And basically, we want expired listings from these guys. All right. So what are the takeaways? The state of craziness that's going on right now in our economy, from this housing crash, to businesses leaving for Mexico or China or wherever they're running to get away from here. We have this prime opportunity for average people like you and I to take advantage of one of the biggest money-making opportunities in over a century. Guys, you always make money in times of crisis and chaos. Any person who's acquired any type of wealth, from millionaire to billionaire, will tell you that when there's bad markets, that's when they make the most of their money. Because, see, most people, what happens is we're going to wait until the news tells us that it's a great market again. But the savvy investors have actually purchased their properties when the market was at the bottom. You see, you buy them at the bottom, and that's like wholesale. You're wholesaling. You're picking up something for pennies on the dollar, and you'll wait till the market goes back up. It'll force the appreciation up, and as the appreciation goes, the value goes back up, the equity in the property, your value, your net worth starts to go up as well. Well, now you know that you can control properties without ever getting your credit checked and putting down a huge amount of money. That's a good takeaway. Guys, I don't care what you've been told. Please listen to me. Please, please, please. You don't have to put money down on a property, or if you do, very little, and you never have to get your credit checked again, because we're reaching out to motivated sellers, desperate sellers, mom and pop owners that are in a position where they're, oh my God, this is a headache to them, and they're waiting for that knight in shining armor with the knowledge to come through and take it off of their shoulders. But they're not selling it outright. They're giving you the rights. It's like a layaway plan, but we're getting the benefits of the rents and the spreads, and we can still create more income if there are vacancies by filling them, because all we're giving them is their net operating income. So it's not rocket science, and you don't have to be the sharpest tool in the drawer to get this and have these things happen for you. Another takeaway, we can locate commercial brokers that'll gladly hand us over their expired. Listen, is this a killer way to do this? I have this whole little spiel that I do, and it's all right over the internet. So you could be sitting right at home, you could be at the beach, you could be traveling on vacation at work, and put these things in that I'll show you a little bit later in some further videos that will have these guys returning. And trust me, once you get that first response back from the broker, see, you're building relationships, and you may or may not buy that first property, but you're building relationships, and you want to keep communication open with brokers around the country that will think about you whenever there's some type of distressed property. Does that make sense? Because that's how we make our money, guys. We don't buy retail and sell at retail. You buy wholesale at the bottom and then sell at retail when the market goes back up. So I'm going to show you how you can have that broker to also co-sign for you, because you're going to be that broker's best worst option. So what do I mean by best worst option? I mean that if a broker has a listing for 6 months, for a year, whatever the case may be, and they're about to lose that listing because they haven't sold the property, because it's overpriced, because there's too many repairs, because it's not performing, it's underperforming. Most people, they're going to be so infatuated by what the cap rate is, what the cash on cash return is, and we don't care about any of that. We will take those properties that the owner is about to lose, the real estate agent is about to lose, and we can say, hey, listen, you're going to lose it anyway. If you're about to lose it anyway, why don't you help present an opportunity to your owner, to your seller, that can help bring the property back around. What we like to do is take over the property. We like to do the rehab. We like to fix it up. We like to put it back in a position where we can do a cash offer that we're satisfied with, and then we'll give you the listing right back. So if you're going to lose it as a real estate agent, a commercial broker, you're about to lose that listing, but you know that you have a turnaround specialist, an apartment building tycoon that can come in, turn it around, and then give you the listing back, either buy it for cash or either flip it for cash, whatever the case may be. These are some of the more advanced strategies, guys. It doesn't require any more work than the work that you're doing on a single family house. Same amount of work, more zeros on the end of the check. When you got to think about this, it's so easy to have $250,000, $350,000, $400,000 worth of equity inside of a building. It's so easy to get the deposits that the tenants have given the owner sent over to you so that you can have some cash to do what you need to do. It's so easy to put a laundry facility, just 4 or 8 little, depending on the size of the building, laundry units inside of there, and make $2 a wash, $2 a dry off of those. Put a little gym inside of a room that may be a storage room that you can now charge the members, $20 a month to actually have access, or $30 a month or $50 a month, so they don't even have to leave the building. Or put in some soda machines, or put in some internet Wi-Fi, where you can, those are value plays. You can bring up the value of the property. And finally, and leaving out, here's the biggest takeaway of all. Let's just say that the apartment that you're taking over is 50% vacant, right? The owner's is let's just say it's a 10 unit, and the owner's getting $1,000 a month, but only 5 units are filled. What we're saying to these guys are, hey, what's your net operating income? Well, the net operating income, let's just say for sake of argument that it happens to be the full 5,000, which it wouldn't be. But if it's the full 5,000, that's what you're guaranteeing them. We're going to come in and do whatever's necessary to fix up the other 5. So now we just created an extra $5,000 a month. Plus, we're going to raise the rents once we take over, maybe $25, $50 a month. So we probably created another $200 a month. And as you can see, we get that upfront money. We're going to turn the building around. We're going to reduce expenses, maybe do utility bill backs to the tenant so that we're not paying the utilities, they're paying the utilities. And those are things that's going to lower the expenses and increase the revenue, and it creates a great spread. Could be possibly a 4 or 5 figure spread for you. And then when it's time to buy at the end of our option agreement is what we call it. Let's just say today we put in that we're taking over in September of 2016 and we have it until 2021. Let's just say it's worth $1 million right now, because there's certain things that we've done with the paperwork. Once it shoots up to 2 million, that 1 million extra is ours. So these are some of the things that I'm going to continue to show you. I'm going to add so much more value to you. Apartment buildings is the way. It allows you to fire your boss. It allows you to retire for life. It allows you to send your kids to the schools that you want to, take the vacations that you want to, take the time off to find out what you're really passionate about, and also have the advantages of depreciation. Also have it as an asset that's going to pay you month after month after month, and you don't have to be the property management company yourself. You can still hire them, because I've showed you different things to increase the value so you can hire other people. So that's the way you do it, guys. Hopefully you've got some value from this. Please shoot me an email back and let me know what you thought about this. Let me know some other questions that you may have, and what I'll do is I'll put a video together to answer it for everybody. Once you come in, if you do come in with me, you will have access also to how to get money for financing that has nothing to do with your credit, right? If you got the worst credit in the world, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to get money set up, how to get a separate credit report set up, how to set up a syndication and have people come in and pay you to be a part of your company, and you guys go out and find these properties and do whatever it is you do. I'm going to show you how to make money over and over and over again, and I want to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. I want to help bring that American dream back. I want to help cause a ripple effect in other people's lives. This is something that's been taught to me from billionaires, and I want to share it with you now, and hopefully you appreciate the authenticity in me just showing you. And if you want more information, or you say, I don't need to go through the rest of the videos, I just want to get on, I want to come in with you, I want to get coached by you, just go to Apartment Building Tycoon.com, and you should see that information somewhere there. Or you can go to flipmylifeclub.com and click on the little, scroll all the way down, there's a little yellow button to get on my schedule, and we can talk about exactly what we can do and how we can make money for you. Now, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, whether it's in Idaho, Japan, it doesn't matter where you're at, Ketchikan, Mississippi, Florida, you can do this from anywhere around the world, and I'm going to show you how to do it, and I will also be glad to partner up with you on deals as well. But let's start getting some apartment bills. Let's get your first one. Maybe it's going to be a 6 unit, a 5 unit, a 10 unit. We don't know, but this goes on all across the country. Let's do it. Let's get paid. Let me help you flip your life, and let me help you become an apartment building tycoon. Thanks, guys. See you on the next video.